Cody, go back. Good! Good dog! That's a good dog!
Hillbilly girl, just as sweet as wine.
Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good dog!
Like a muscadine.
Good dog! Very good! Cody, go back. Good dog! Good! Good girl! That's a good girl! Oh, good! Good, Dig. Good dog! Good dog! A little fun. Good! So one of the things I'm going to do here, we've got that area tilled up and I'm going to use it. It's a big circle. We're going to use it. Cody hasn't been with me, well, she's been with me now for a few days, going on a week. So we were gone on the road for a few days. She didn't, we were in a new area. I worked her a little bit, not like we do here. Again, that was kind of like a everyday life stuff gets in the way of your routine. I always talk about how important routine is, but it's impossible to follow it always. But this weekend I was working with her, not so much on handling specifically, but more on applying some of the handling. I took her out along with a couple of my other dogs and we set up some blind retrieves in this area, in some areas that they know and have picked up dummies in the past, and more like memory blinds, because they were spots that we've done stuff before, but I put the dummies out before we came out. These areas, it does look a little bit different since we filmed in here last. I've tilled some stuff up. We've planted some brassicas. We're just trying to clean this area up a little bit. There were some piles of black dirt and stuff that I wanted to level out, just making it, and I'm gonna like this. As these brassicas come in, we'll train in them. It's very realistic to hunting. Again, going back to the idea of we're starting to apply some of the stuff. We've moved some decoys out into here. We're gonna slowly add more decoys. I've got the duck out right now, kind of thawing. It's frozen yet, but it'll be thawed out on the feathers, and we're gonna make some picks with her on the duck that's about the size of a snow goose. So that's something we're gonna tie into at the end of this session. But I've got that circle over there, and I used to have it mowed, and now I tilled it up, and it's going to work out well for me. We're going to do some work with her handling in like a X pattern or like a T, or a lot of people talk about baseball configurations where you've got first base, second base, third base, home plate, pitcher's mound, that kind of stuff. So it kind of lends itself really well to that. Everyone's got kind of different names for stuff like that. I've heard baseball drills and walking baseball drills, and it seems like everyone does them a little bit different. We're gonna do something, I'm gonna do something a little bit even different than that, maybe. Maybe I just call it something different, but they're all drills that I've picked up from other people. So I'm gonna start out now. I left where we come over the fence on the way out. I pitched a feathered bumper over there. I'm gonna throw one here to start out with. And I'm gonna put it that the dog will have to go through the decoys, hunt the decoys to find it. It's a feathered bumper, I don't want her to see it. I don't want it to be visual, I want it to be work cover here, or work the area. And I've also brought the dummy launcher. We're gonna fire a shot with that. I'm going to talk about that also. So we're gonna work on some specific stuff today, but we're also going to be applying some of the stuff, and this is that transition where we're going to get to the point where we've built some skills. They're not perfect, but it is time to start putting them into play in scenarios that aren't necessarily real formal drills. That's the transferring part. And it'll get sloppy because I've seen it already with doing some of the blinds that I had a handler on the blinds at times. So for the most part, she's done really well. The times that she struggles and kind of locks up is when she's a little confused. And so that confusion comes in real life scenarios, because not everything is planned out perfectly. The dummies aren't always in the right spot, and the cover isn't always right. The lines aren't there to help us. You know, I talk about straight edges help us like a ruler for a kid drawing a straight line. Well, those don't, sometimes you're going with weird angles, and you've seen us train for some of that stuff. But now is when you just don't control that necessarily. Makes it a lot harder. So we're gonna go over here, which is memory time again. We're gonna build memory here, we're building memory. The last thing we'll do is we'll send her on that long memory. And she didn't see it actually. I pitched it, it was unseen. So it'll be basically a blind. My plan is not to have to handle her. My plan with her will be kind of just send her on a line. I'll probably do it from that back corner. Well, I'm sure she'll handle it well. The other struggle that she had this weekend really stood out to me was we worked, it's much cooler today, but it was pretty hot and humid this weekend. As soon as she starts getting gassed physically, she really struggles mentally. I don't know that that's an exception with her as to any other dog, I think, or person for that matter. But I noticed it really a lot this weekend, which means the best physical condition I can get her in. So even my dogs, several days without a lot of work, they start to get a little bit sluggish. They lose that edge as far as activity wise, and they lose their wind a little bit. So one of the things I was doing with them was I was stretching them out. We were doing a 1/4 mile long trailing memories. I walked out and I threw 8 dummies into cover, salted an area, peppered them around. We walked 40 acres, a 1/4 mile, and we sent them back one at a time, took turns, and they ran those lines. It was for a couple of reasons. I thought it's good to send dogs back to the same area and have them hunt. That's something we work on with these guys, but it was also just run. And memory, lots of memory, because it took a long time by the time they went out and back. So it was steadiness on the dogs that didn't run, but it was a physical thing more than anything. It was just getting them in shape. So we got to do that as well. She needs it. She's in pretty decent shape, but she could use some conditioning. Come on. Now I've not done this in here yet, so you're gonna literally see it for the first time. I haven't really planned it out or thought about it. What I'm thinking is so I'm envisioning this, and I'll probably send her. Well, let's walk around. I'm thinking I'm gonna set a dummy here by this tree. Heel. Now, for this, I do need her to tighten up and pay attention. She's been a little bit in her own world, and I can't have that. She's got to realize we're working here, and she's got to be paying attention. So honestly, if I had a lead, which I don't have one on me right now, I might put it on her, because her heel work's been so sloppy. Heel. No, heel. Good. Now I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go right here with one. I'm just looking at this, trying to figure out what is the best way to use these clumps get in the way here. It's not perfectly open. No, heel. So I'm looking at how do I use this area the best. So I've got one there, here. I'm gonna drop one here, heel. I don't mind them being real visual here. No, heel. In fact, I kind of want them to be visual. If I had big white bumpers, if I had enough big white bumpers, I'd use them for all of these. Now she's never done this before either. So I set 3 up. So we've got one over there, we've got one there, and we've got one here. And to start it out, I'm just going to send her across for that one. So there are some temptations. She is gonna have to run past this cover, which it's a good habit that's been kind of started with her. She likes to hunt cover. I ran into it this weekend with sending her on a blind from back there to that clump. She was sucked to that cover and she wanted to hunt that cover. Good. I like that little tail wag. Cody. Good. I see a little suction to the cover. Good dog. Good girl. Good. Hold. Good. Good. So we're just warming up a little bit here. Nope. Heel. And really, this is just all about her making good decisions, good choices. Go back. Good. Good girl. Good dog. Good. Hold. Good. Good. Heel. Nope. Heel. A little sloppy on her sit there. Now we're going to send her to the right. I'm going to call her to me, send her to the right. Exact same thing we just did, except this time instead of casting her back, we're going to send her to the right. She sees that dummy. Come on, come on. Get out. Good dog. Good girl. Very good. Hold. Good. Hold. Did. Good. Good. Now, I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to call her to me. I'm going to stop her in the center. I'm going to throw it right back where it was, but I'm going to send her to the opposite side. So I'm going to have to stop her with my right hand, throw with my left, and send her to the right. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out. Good dog. Good girl. Good. Hold. Hold. Good. Did. Good. Heel. Good. Good. Come on, come on, that's a good dog, come on. Come on, come on, come on, let's go, very good, very good, very good. Come on. I gotta keep her honest once in a while, because if she just gets lazy, she gets so slow, so slow, so slow, I'm not gonna reward her with stopping her and sending her on one. Now, got the one straight out. Cody. Get out. Good dog. That was a hard one. That was a little tougher one for her. Good dog. Because she stopped short. She stopped facing the other way. Good. Dead. 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 Good. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Get out. Good dog. Very good. Good girl. Hold. Good. Good. So really we're just mixing it up a little bit. Going left, going right. No particular sequence or pattern. I'll get into that. We'll start doing some of that. I just want to get her comfortable going left and right in this configuration. And then we're going to add a little bit to it as well with some movement. Good. Good. This time we're going to pitch it to the right, center to the left. Now the hard part about this one is where I threw that dummy is actually behind that clump a little bit. So as she takes the cast and goes in that general direction, now she's been over there a couple times, picked him up a couple times. If she takes the cast and gets into that area, she is going to have to hunt a little bit because she'll have to go around the bend of that cover a little bit to actually pick the dummy. That's a feathered one. So that's all right because that's going to be nose work for her. And come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out. Good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Really good decision. Good girl. She hesitated. Did. Her instinct was to go to that one. You can see she flinched that way. Me being really dramatic, leaning a little and then going. That's how I'm getting her to start reading ahead and not jump, not start to assume anything. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop one here without her necessarily seeing it, heel. So I distract them a little bit. I get in their face a little bit with my hands, heel. And I'm just going to rotate. It's from a different perspective now. Heel. Good. Now I've got one there, got that one there, I've got this one straight ahead. So I always like to go back to the line, the straight line. Don't let that erode. Don't let back casting erode. So one of these times, I'm gonna stop her, have her square up, and I'm gonna send her back. We're just gonna pick these 3 and then be done. But I also don't think you need to rush. I think we get in the habit of going too fast. One of the things on our story this weekend on Instagram was, and this gets boring, and if you're watching all of these, sometimes you're likely bored at points during it. And I've had a couple people say, they get a little long. Yes, they do, and that's training. That's why we show it. And I think it's intentional. If all I did was fast action, fun stuff, and Ben edited it, cut it up, and got rid of all the slow time. I get it. There's a time when you need slow time and downtime, or when you don't want slow time and downtime because you're going to lose viewers. I get that. But this isn't a TV show. This is supposed to be just reality. So the slowing down is missed a lot. I've been watching some pointing dog guys. I'm really interested in a pointer. And so I've been watching some pointing dog training, and some of it, I will recognize the idea of, man, they're doing the same thing. They're showing it very, very raw and very unedited and very candid. And I really appreciate that because it gives me a much better sense of their training, as opposed to, I've seen a lot where it's edited up nicely. It's kind of, it's quick, it moves along, it's this, it's that, and I think it puts people in a mindset of that's how we train, and it's just not. This weekend when I did those really long retrieves, one of the things I said was, the majority of the time, the key to building a steady retriever is not retrieving. It's the amount of time that it takes and the patience that it takes in between retrieves. That's what makes a good retriever. Retrieving is easy. To get a nice calm one, you don't just retrieve. So to get one that'll just stand here and not fuss and not whine and not lose their focus. That's the other thing, focus. We got to keep their mind engaged in this stuff. Yeah. Cody. Ben, you probably couldn't see her, huh? Good girl. Get where you can see her, Ben. That was real valuable. I sent her on a line for that dummy, and she can't quite see it. It blends in pretty good. She saw that one. She took the line well. She realized, I don't know that there's one out there because I don't see it. And she started to swivel her head, but she carried the line, which is what I asked of her. But she swiveled her head and she saw that one and she sucked to it, and that's when I stopped her. So, hard to see it. I'm gonna reset this. Now I really gotta make sure her head looks that way, because if it fades that way at all, she's gonna go for that one. That one doesn't play into this at all. There's a wall in between it as far as she's concerned. So we really gotta send this line straight. Cody. Good, good. Go back, go back, go back. Good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Very good. 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 Did. I'm gonna leave that one. Heel. Heel. We're just gonna cross this way. Good girl. See how she wanted to go into that cover. So the first time she wanted to go to that dummy, putting Ben there probably helped a little bit too. So this drill, there's not a ton of logic in this drill to the dog probably, if we're talking about efficiency of picking stuff up. because we're leaving certain things or picking them up and dropping them there again. This is all about her just figuring out to make the right decision based on what we're asking of her. Hugh. Hugh. Now I'm going to send her to that one, and if she takes this line well, which she should, we just dropped that one, I'm going to stop her and send her to that one. That's the one she can't see. That one she can see. Cody. Terrible position for her right now. Get out. Get out. No! Good. Get out. Good dog. Good dog. Good girl. Had to get her out of the cover. Good. Did. That's my fault. Nah. Hold. Did. She's gotten a little bit real solid with her hold to the point of not a real nice delivery with the feathered bumpers. Hold. So we'll work on that. Did. I usually just take my finger and push up on her gum. Hold. Did. Good. No. That time she grabbed a hold of a feather and wanted to pull it back to her. So we got to clean that up too. Did. Good. All right, so we've got that one there. I'm gonna put this one away now. You. Cody. Go back. Good girl. You could see she second guessed and went, really? You want me to go back? Or do your right hand's up? Do you want me to go to that one? Good dog. Did. Good. Now, I'm gonna let's do this. I've got that bird in the I've got that dummy out there right now. So what I'm gonna do is, now, that was a real nice session. I'm real happy with it. I think that for introducing her to this shape, no problem. Now what we'll do is we'll start to put some rhyme and reason into the sequencing of how we pick them up, and we'll work on that tomorrow. I'm going to take this. These do not hold scent very well, so they're a little bit harder for them. So I'm going to just put a little bit of this on it. It's a stick scent. It's duck. Just so she's got that. Now, we've got that one. We've got that one, and then we've got that blind in the very beginning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this one up myself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring her back over here. Now I've got one in the geese right now. I've got that feathered bumper. I want to work on extending her a little bit, distance-wise. I'm going to have it be a little more realistic to the hunt. So I want to get in here kind of tight to the cover. Heel. Sit. And she gets kind of excited. You can just see her. She's more of a gamer than she is a practice player. Sometimes her practice gets a little boring, I think, for her. So when you start bringing out birds, or you start bringing out gunfire, you start adding some elements to it, I do think she gets a little more into it. So again, we wait just patiently. Now, this one's gonna go a lot further because it's not a foam one, it's a rubber one. I'm gonna shoot it up over, and I don't know exactly how far it's gonna go, but my hope is to get it beyond the decoys. Because I've got a dummy just the other side of the decoys, and I want her to mark this out deep, and then I'd like to send her on it, and then I'd like to stop her in those geese and have her hunt the feathered dummy. If this gets out for much further than the feathered dummy. If they were both pretty close, I don't care. Pick which one, bring it back. But what we're gonna end up doing is sending her one mark. I mean, she's gonna get sent twice for retrieves. That memory that we put out in the very beginning was quite a while ago. So whether or not she remembers it there or not, I'm not sure. It would be a good memory to send her on without this. But we're gonna do that on the next one, which is actually a blind. Watch. So it did get beyond. We got it out there pretty good. Nearly made it to the cover that she has hunted often in the past. Didn't quite get there, but it's beyond, it's definitely beyond the goose decoys. So when I send her, she should take that line. She should push through. I'm going to stop her just past the goose decoys and give her a hunt. Now, they're probably not that far apart. They're probably only 15 yards apart, maybe at the most, maybe not even that far. So to be honest, I'm going to stop her there, have her hunt the area. If she picks up that one, that's okay. They're just close. They're close enough. Realistically, it's fine. The line is the same. But then I'm going to send her back for another one. If she picks up the feathered dummy, I'm going to send her back for the fired shot. So either way, she's going to go back twice, and she only saw it go once. So there's got to be some trust there. Cody, go back. A little short. Good girl. So she finds the first one, that's good. Good girl. Now the hard part for her will be pushing through those decoys now for the second one. Good. It'll be a good challenge for her. Very good. Good. The challenge will be, now she's got to go through them, which it's likely to find him in there. So it's kind of a visual thing. Heel, heel, heel. Cody, go back. Now we're gonna send her back. I try not to handle her. Go back. Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good. 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 There's the nose. Good dog. Good dog. Good. So just that little bit extra distance proved to be a little tough on her. Good. Did. Good. Now, because of that, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna reset that whole thing. I wanna put one in there again, and I'm gonna back up. Send her through even more cover to it, longer distance, and we're gonna get into more cover because I want her to build off of that, and I want her to have this opportunity to realize I just gotta push back further. There were reasons why she quit on that short, because that distance isn't a lot further than, we don't work a lot further than that, and we should. So that's something that we can improve on. But 40 days ago, 45 days ago, I couldn't get her to work past that cover without wanting to hunt. She had the range of a pheasant dog because that's what she was. And she worked really, really close, and she didn't want to get out beyond that and hunt. So we trained that into her. So I'm not faulting it. But now, getting ready for duck season, getting ready for goose season, she has to be okay with going a little bit further. So we push that and give her an understanding that things can be found a little bit further out there. You got your buds in? Are you good? A little bit different spot, left side of the decoys instead of the right. Better watch and think about that. Actually, I'm going to send her right from here, and just, this should be cleaner. She should go through the decoys and hunt a little bit deeper, knowing that that's where it is from last time. Cody, go back. Shouldn't have to line her nearly as tight. There's their little short hunt, short hunt. Go back, go back. It's also a change in the, from the round to the grass is where she hits that wall. There's the last spot. Not a good mark. Not a very good mark on that. My fear is she's gonna catch wind of the blind. She's just nearly as close to it as she is this. She's looking for help. Can you see her, Ben? She just looked at me. You got her? Get where you can get her. So she stopped, looked for help. Get out. Get up. Go back. Get out. Get out. Good. Get out. Get out. Get out. There's a confusion. And you can tell because she's sitting down. I'm gonna go help her. Come with me, Ben. Sit. Sit. So when she gets confused, she defaults to coming back to me. So if I keep trying to get her left and she keeps coming back, and we're not going to win anything here. Good. Her temptation right now is go to the right to that old one. To that blind area. So I'm going to shorten the distance. Hey. No. Get out. Go back. Go back. Go back. Sit. 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 Good. No. Get out. Good. Get out. Good. Get out. Good. Get out. Good dog. Good. Go back. Go back. Good. Go back. Cody, go back. Good. Go back. Cody, go back. Go back. Go back. Good. Good dog, very good. Very good. Here, good. Good. Heel. We're gonna go right back and send her to it. Now, the value in that was, it's what I ran into the last couple days when it came to this application process is heel. Is first off, she's getting a little tired, and all of a sudden her eye contact goes away or becomes a lot less. Now, the cutting in the background, heel, became a little bit distracting to her, just noise-wise. She started to get, you could tell when she didn't trust me. That was as soon as she quit taking the commands that I sent her. So I sent her left, she went back. I sent her left, she faded to the right. She got to this point where she went, I just don't know if I believe you. And she made an assumption and kind of her best guess. Her best guess was wrong. And she has to understand, you don't get the opportunity to just guess and just, cross my fingers, maybe I'll find it. So that's when I said, after the second time, I'm wasting my time trying to handle her from 150 yards. We have to go get her and shrink it up and get her to take the right cast. So that's why we went close to her. Good. And then you could tell once she did what we asked her to do, she got in the area and I gave her a hunt whistle, then all of a sudden you could see it come back to a comfort level where she went, okay, I'll do what you're saying to do because I feel comfortable again. And her whole body language changed from really puffing and panting and turning, and she just doesn't want to look at me, to the point where she's nose down and she's really focused on her job. Now, we flip that right around and we turn it into a long trailing memory because I gotta get her to run cleanly through to get that dummy. Cody, go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Here. Come on. I'm gonna really line her. I've been trying to get away from having to line her so clearly. As she gets more confident, my older dogs I can do it with, we're gonna have to help her here. So our body language is gonna be important. Cody, go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Good. Good. There, all of a sudden she remembered. Good. 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 Tough to see and probably a little tough to smell. God, that's just frustrating. But she's gonna figure it, she's gonna work it out. And we're gonna redo it until it gets clean. gotta be right there. Good dog. She ran over it. How many times? Good. Come on. Come on. Tough scenting. She's winded. Tough scenting conditions. Good. Good dog. Good. Dead. Good. Doesn't hold scent like these feathered bumpers. Doesn't hold scent like these canvas dummies. That's why we put it on there now. It's wet, it's been shot a couple times, the scent's probably minimal on it. Now, I'm gonna let her, I really want this to go cleanly before we're done. I also gotta balance it with how hot she's getting and how crappy she's getting. Like, I don't wanna push it to the point where it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But I do think this is something that we just have to get right. Heel. So I'm going to walk her back out there. I'm going to set it up as a long trailing memory again. Heel. I threw it so that it would roll a little bit. Heel. I'm just looking for success right now. Nothing more. I want to build off of the ending here. I want to have something to build off of, I should say. Heel. Heel. So same spot, into about the same spot. We all know that as soon as she gets from the brown to the green, she has a tendency to fade. We're gonna see if she can't push herself through it. She's walked through it now with me twice. She's picked it up in the same spot twice, 3 times in the general area, beyond the decoys. Having the first one just beyond the decoys probably didn't help us. Cody, go back. Go here. Now, I'm not going to let her quit that early. This is what Taylor used to do on me. She's tired. And this is where conditioning is helpful. Better condition. You don't run into this as quickly. My mindset has to be positive as well. I'm getting kind of pissed because I'm going, this is stuff that I shouldn't be fooling around with, and I've got other stuff to do. That's what's on my mind right now, is I got other stuff to do. So that's not helping this. Good. Just run out and pick it up now. Run out and pick it up. Okay. Run out and pick it up. Ready? Ready? Cody, go back. Go back. Go back. Good. Good dog. What a difference it makes when my mind's in the right state. There she hits that wall, wants to fade. Now it's just nose into the wind. Good. 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 She's certainly trying. I have to realize that. Good. Good. Very good. That's a good girl. Very good. What do you know? That's a good dog. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Did. Good girl. That's a good girl. So there's a really good example of how important it is as the handler. I mean, you watched it. I was crabby. I was getting pissed, getting a little short, and probably not super visual, but I certainly was feeling it. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm feeling it, she's feeling it. And so her second guessing, even running out on the line, is an effect, I think, of me. Me lightening up a little bit and going, just go get it. I know you know where it is. Being a little more positive, mentally and physically. And she took the line nicely, and I encouraged her nicely, and we were a little lighthearted about it, and she hunted well, and she picked it cleanly. It's another one of those things where harder scenting conditions for sure, and that's a struggle for her. There's a big advantage to putting feathers on these dummies when they're in cover. That doesn't look like cover, but I couldn't even see this thing. The grass, I mean, the clover's that high. So let's heel her back. I want to finish it on that blind, and then we're going to be done. And I'd really like to. My hope right now, and you shouldn't hope, but is that we run this blind cleanly. It's something she's done in the past. We get her to it, we get the pick, and then we're done, and we end it on a real positive note. And there was stuff in between here. There was really good stuff early on. There was some rocky points in the middle, and then we ended on something high and solid and something known to her. That's a great way to end that session. So we'll move over here, Ben, we'll send her, and then we'll be done. Now we get in here, and I can see her body language change a little bit. Her ears get kind of excited. Now the mosquitoes are really bad in here, but this is something that she's done before. This is a alley she's run. You can see the grass is a little bit taller. That's why she was, struggling with this in the grass a little bit. When you put that in there, it covers up pretty good. So you got to be on it to pick it. And if the scent isn't there, it makes it a lot harder on her. So again, recognize that, and can't get so mad at these dogs sometimes. Sometimes we set them up poorly. So we walked over here. She's catching her wind a little bit. Another reason why I want to finish it this way is she needs better conditioning. She needs to make some of these retrieves. I didn't have her with me when I had my older dogs, but I might start doing with her in the afternoon when it's still a little warm out. I wouldn't do it if she wasn't in shape, but she's in pretty good shape. And I won't push it to the point that we risk anything. But in the evening, before it gets real cool or starts to cool off, I may lengthen out like I did with my dogs, put a pile of dummies on the end and walk 40 acres to the other corner and send her back. It's a quarter mile, and send her back, and then send her back, and then send her back. And we get this repeat of going back to the same spot. We get this independence of working way out of sight, trusting in her, and her trusting in me that there's one there. Send her back, send her back, send her back. It's just long runs for her with purpose. Heel. Look at her body language. So she's looking forward to this, I think. Cody, go back. Cody, go back. No, here. I shouldn't have sent her. Her head was out to those decoys. Heel, heel. Watch. Cody, go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Over. Good dog. So that's just a real, it's a sight, or it's a blind, memory blind. She didn't know that that dummy was there, but she's run this quite a bit. Good dog. And as soon as she got past the halfway point, it was pretty much downhill. I probably could have just left her. Did. Good dog. Good girl. It's a great way to end it. It's exactly what we were hoping for. Run it well, knock it out of the park, and now put her back. And tomorrow, make note of sending her further, sending her through decoys. I'll extend it, maybe even send her out of cover to the short, to the cover. So we'll build on that too. So it was a good, all in all, a good session coming off of a bit of a break. Well, we haven't been filming it. And I haven't been doing specific. I waited to do kind of that setting up for this baseball stuff till Ben was with me. So instead, in between, we did more applicable drills, applying into some blinds, some longer lines, some longer memories, but it's all starting to come together with those pieces. It's just when things get sticky, when she's unsure, and she ran into that a little bit today where she just wasn't quite sure, you can just see her shut down and make bad decisions. She makes the wrong decision. She doesn't take the command the way she needs to. So those are things that you continue to work on, but in order to find those little holes, we do have to test it. I hate using the word test, but you have to test it a little bit in application, and then you'll find out where those issues are. Then you'll decide, do I have to go back to formal drills, or do I work through them right there in the session, which is what we did here today. So that was good. Now we're out of here because the mosquitoes are going to get bad. Now before we're going to do some stuff with the puppy, but I remembered I took the duck out this morning from the freezer. I had forgotten about it, left it on my wife's vehicle, and she left it for me in the yard, so with a little message. So I want to get her comfortable picking up something heavy, picking something up a little bit bigger. We did this about a week and a half ago, I think was when we did it, and we just did it as a game. Got her excited about picking it up. Setting this one up more as a little bit of a retrieve, but that's all I'm going to do today is just a few little retrieves with her, with that duck, to end the day. We just had a real nice session, and it was, how long, Ben? An hour? And almost an hour and a half, so real long. So I want to finish this with just a couple positive things about picking up this duck. We'll use that duck in the decoys pretty quick. Cody. Good girl. Good, come on. I want her just picking it up without any hesitation. Good girl, come on. Good girl, come on. Come on, good. Come on, come on, come on. Hold, good. Hold, dead. Good, good. Sit. Still frozen solid. The neck is starting to thaw out a little bit. But this is simply just to get the size and the weight without her hesitating, because she's going to be on a snow goose hunt. Heel. She's going to be on a snow goose hunt here shortly, about a month. Come on. Heel. Cody, go back. Good girl. Get her used to picking something up a little heavier. Good. There's a good hold. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Right here. Hold. Good. And I want her to finish holding. Good. Good. Did. Good dog. Good. So really no issue. We're just going to simply start building it in. I'm going to start thawing it out and having her pick it a little more flimsy. I also have a Canadian goose in there. It's a little bit bigger. So we'll probably start having her pick that up as well. I just assume have her picking up the biggest goose I can find right now, so that these snows look little, feel little to her. Good. And this, we're not being super formal with it. It's got to be fun. Cody, go back. Good. Good girl. There's the confidence we're looking for. Just get in there and get it. Good dog. Very good. Good. Hold. 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 Come on. Hold. I'm not going to let her set it down. Hold. Good dog. Did. Good girl. And that's good. While I got the duck out, I'll probably make a few retrieves with Ellie because she's going to be doing a little goose hunting this year. And having her, I want to have her pick this up while I got it out, but that's perfect. That'd be it for her. So she had a really nice session today when you start adding in all these little things that we've been doing. Good girl.